So I don't know about you, but I only ever think about dark mode when I'm building a SwiftUI app after I've been working on the app on my computer for a while, and then I load it on my personal iPhone, which is always in dark mode, and I think, whoa, this app is terrible. I should really do something about this. I got to make it look good in dark mode. So this video is just going to be all the pro tips that I've learned about how to make your app look great, both in light and dark mode. So we're going to talk about how to use colors inside of the assets, how you can programmatically determine, whether something's in light or dark mode, and then make choices based off that. I'm also going to show you how to work with the simulator. But let's start first, which is probably the cleanest way to be working with light and dark mode. So I just started a brand new Xcode project here, right? This is the standard hello world that you get. And if you don't mess with anything, apps look great for both light and dark mode. So you'll notice here, if we just have text and we go ahead and run this on the simulator, if it's in light mode, all the backgrounds by default are going to be white, and the text, any text views that you have, they're going to be black. And then if you, on the simulator here, if you go to features, toggle appearance, or shift command A, all of a sudden, it switches over and it says, oh, now the background's black and the text is white. So if you don't need to change the color of things, don't. Just keep things how they are, and Apple already does a great job for you about making it look great. Now, if you want to get a little more customized than that, I recommend first doing it in your assets. So inside of the assets here, this is normally where you put like pictures and audio files and stuff. You can add a color set to basically say, hey, in light mode, show this color, in dark mode, show this particular color. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a new color here called capital hello. And I'm going to, set the appearance on this. I got to bring over my right-sided menu. So make sure you have these little switches selected. So here, I'm going to just put some color, like I'll do a pink here, and then here I'll do blue. So this is any appearance is essentially light, and then the dark is for dark mode. So now that I have this color called hello, I can come back to my app and say, okay, on this particular piece of text, I'm going to add a foreground color, and I'm going to say that this is a color, and I'm just going to specify a name here. Let me go ahead and add some space so you can see what I'm working with here. I'm just going to type in the name capital hello. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this looks like in our app here. So I'm going to run this on the simulator. Okay, it opens up, and look, you can see in dark mode it's that light blue, and if I do my command shift A, all of a sudden it's the pink. So with this one, you don't even have to write any code. You just say, hey, I want to reference this color that I just made over here in the assets, and you can just set the two colors right there. To me, this is a very elegant way to do this. Now, if you want to get a little more hands-on, you say, I want to do things programmatically. I've got specific things that I need to do. You may even want to change layouts, potentially, with light and dark mode. I'm not sure what that case would be, but what you would want to do is inside of one of your views, we're going to create an @environment variable. So let's do @environment, and then we're going to do parentheses \dot lowercase color and then capital scheme. Okay, so it's really important that you get the spelling on this perfect, and then you can name your variable. I like naming it the same thing as here, so just the same color scheme like this. But basically, now we have this variable called color scheme that we can use to make some choices inside of our app. So for example, with this text, if we're thinking about changing the color, we can go ahead and delete that and instead say, let's see what the color scheme is. So we can here say color scheme and say this is 2 equal to .dark, for instance. And if we do a question mark here, we can sort of in lines do like a little if statement. So this is a popular thing in SwiftUI, but we'll say, if it is dark, then we'll do red, and then we'll do the colon to provide our else situation. If not, then we're going to do like a blue. Okay, so just to kind of look at this, we're setting the foreground color, and we're saying, hey, if the color scheme is dark, let's do red. If not, let's do blue. So again, let's go ahead and see what this looks like. And look at that, we got the blue, command shift A, turns into red. So that's another way that you can check that. Again, you could use this to potentially say, I want to, if I have, if the color scheme is dark, right, I'm going to do one thing, else, do something else. Like we could have just like entirely different shapes showing up. So for example, if I make like a square here, that's not one of the shapes in SwiftUI. How about a rectangle? Okay, so we'll do a rectangle and then we'll do a circle here. Okay, go ahead and comment this guy out just for example purposes. So again, this is kind of a silly example, but I want you to know what's possible, right? So here we've got this giant square, and then I change it, and now it's a circle. And notice that in the dark mode, the square takes the color of light here. So that's, I think, kind of interesting how that all works out. But there you have it. There's my pro tips for how to work with dark mode in SwiftUI. For members of Zappy Code, which is my website where I teach programming, I have a little bonus for you down at the bottom of the post here that's going to show you how to, inside of the preview, display dark mode and light mode so that you can sort of see what the two visual layouts look like. You can join Zappy Code at zappycode.com. You get to pick your own price for the membership. You literally monthly, you say how much you want. I got tons of courses on there. A course you'll probably love is my SwiftUI course, which talks about how to make an app in SwiftUI that works for not only the iPhone, but the iPad, the Mac, the Apple TV, the Watch. Yes, all the platforms, all SwiftUI. I think you'd really enjoy it. So thanks for checking this out. And hopefully the next time you run your app on your phone and you realize, oh yeah, dark mode, you'll know what to do.